Hello and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. My name is Sensei and we are here to celebrate the Bitcoin all-time highs, which can happen any second now. So thank you. Let's have a look at the price action right now, which is showing, let me make sure that's running. Yeah, which is showing Bitcoin literally dollars away now from all-time highs. We are sat at 112,000, basically all-time highs for Bitcoin are in sight now. Literally, if we go and just remove these drawings for 1 second. All-time highs on this chart is 112,000. We touched them, but we didn't break through. I think we might have touched them. We were literally on par on this exchange, here on Bitstamp. We were a little bit off. We basically tagged the all-time highs on most exchanges, but we haven't broken through them just yet. So if you are here right now, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. We are coming off the back of a massive event we did this morning with Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse going live. Going live in the Senate. So we covered that whole event. We'll speak about that in this show as well. But not only is XRP Bitcoin pumping, we've got XLM up 12% and XRP at the highs or near the highs of its day at $2.41. So what a crazy day it's been today. Slight sell-off just as we go live. How great is that? But we are basically at all-time highs right now. Let me turn. Oh, I think. Oh, I apologize. I think we're all good again. Perfect. Let's see. Let's see if we get all-time highs. Maybe if we put the pump music on. Maybe if we put the pump music on, we hit all-time highs. Should we give it a good go? Should we give it a go and then go into all the details? Well, here's the music, the pump song. Let's see if it pumps it up to all-time highs. It's working. If you have just tuned in, please do hit the like button. Let's see if the music pumps Bitcoin to all-time highs. We're watching it closely. Welcome in, everybody. What a crazy day it's been today. Non-stop live for hours today, covering Brad Garlinghouse going to the US Senate. We covered that live on the show. I'll give you my thoughts about that. Currently, Bitcoin is struggling to break through all-time highs, but definitely tap them at 112,000. We can get that break from all-time highs any second now. What has just happened is we had the closing bell for the US stock market. The bell's just gone for the stock market. It's just closed just a few minutes ago. S&P 500 was up 0.5% today. Gold was also up a near 0.5% today. Ethereum's up 5%. XRP's up 4%. It's just selling off slightly now from $2.42 now down to $2.40, selling off quite violently. But you can see where that money's going. That money's going straight into Bitcoin. There is a slight rotation going on right now. People are happy with the profits they've made on the altcoin market, and they're buying the safest cryptocurrency, which is Bitcoin. We can probably see this happening on Bitcoin dominance. I haven't looked at the chart yet, but I imagine over the last 5-10 minutes, Bitcoin dominance is heading up, and you can see it is. Money is being changed hands from the altcoin markets into Bitcoin. That's why you're seeing that sell off in XRP. XRP dominance is probably down right now because that money is flowing into Bitcoin over the last 10 minutes. You can see that drop in XRP dominance there. You've got the altcoin market flying now. Filecoin up 6%, Gala up 7% today, HBAR up 7%. Algorand up 7%, getting close to ISO on the 14th as well. We've got XLM leading the gains, up 11% as well. Ethereum up 5% right now, selling off slightly, and Bitcoin is looking like it wants to be the star of the show. Let's see if it gains some bids right now. Let's go over to the S&P 500. How did that close? The S&P 500 closed very much in the green today, and in the after hours, let's see if there's been a slight sell-off since the markets closed. No, not really, not at all actually. No sell-off on the broader markets as markets has closed in the last 6 minutes. Let me know your thoughts about today. What's everyone feeling? Is everyone bullish right now? We did explore this as one of the options. It doesn't, and we said it's looking very bullish after that event because we didn't see a sell the news event. So that does show a lot of strength into XRP. If we zoom out slightly more into the 4-hour time frame, you can see ever since we broke that all important level of $2.30, XRP has been heading higher to our first targets of $2.45. Then $2.50 will be the target, and then $2.62. Let's see if we make it all the way up there. Remember, today XRP had one of its biggest breakouts it's seen in a long time. What am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about the breakout I'll show you right now, which is this one here, a big move up, then a consolidation, a bullish pennant. You can see it's consolidating and it's finally breaking out today. We've seen quite a big breakout. The measured move on this move would be all the way up to all-time highs around $3.40, and that breakout has happened right now for XRP. If you are here in the show, please do make sure you've hit the like button. If you are here, let's see, have we got 100 likes yet? How many people do we have in the show right now? 223. Please do hit the like button. We've got, let me check the likes. 223 likes. Only what's going on? 42 likes. Is everyone being a bit lazy today? 42 likes and 223 people watching. We should be over 100 likes right now. Please do hit that like button. Let's get this up to 100 likes straight away. If you are new here, please do also subscribe. So let's have a look at your comments. Let's run a poll. Does anyone have any poll suggestions? Leave your poll suggestions in the comments. Shall we, Vaz, do you want to call in? Do you want to call in, Vaz? Let me know. I can give you the link. Let me know. Vaz is back from Ireland right now. So I was looking for you to come, looking for you, and you came through. That's awesome, says Motto A Team. Thank you very much, Motto A Team, for looking out for us. As I said, if anything major happens, I will be live. And Bitcoin was basically touched all-time highs, and it's selling off slightly now. Let's see if we catch a Bitcoin all-time high as well. We'll keep an eye on it right now, selling off on the new hour. It might happen towards the end of the day at closing at the closing bell for the crypto market, which is in about 4 hours' time. So we'll keep an eye on that as well. We want Vaz. We want Vaz. Look at the chat. We want Vaz. We want Vaz. If you want Vaz on the show, give it a we want Vaz. Vaz says, what for? Well, you're back from Ireland, mate. Everyone missed you. Let's have you on the show. I know there's some FTOL news as well. Need to start up the studio, lol. We want Vaz. We want Vaz. I am wanting to invest in Enphase, but I'm not sure on a good entry point. Any thoughts on Enphase Energy and where a good entry point is to invest? Do you love the energy? Well, again, on anything, I cannot give financial advice. All I can give is my thoughts and opinions from a charting perspective, and that's not financial advice at all. But I've personally already published my thoughts on Enphase, so I can reiterate that. The area I've been looking to buy Enphase was about $35, and the area I did buy Enphase was about $35. $42, would I be buying here? Well, if you're looking long term and you like the fundamentals of this company, then if you've got higher targets, my targets are $58, $70, and $80. Depends where you want to get in. If you're in for the long term, then does it really matter? If you want the best entry, my thoughts are $35. Would I be buying now? Probably not, because one of the things I was looking for was a bounce from $35 to close this gap at $44.
Nick Jones donated £1.99 through a super chat. You feel comfier now you've got that shirt off, winking face emoji.
Nick Jones, I had to have Martyn told me off after the show, so don't point it out. I was trying to be a bit subtle with it. I was hoping I would blend in. You feel comfy? Yeah, I feel much better. I've still got a fan in my hand though. Can anyone hear the fan? Let me know. I invested in Enphase when Martyn first mentioned it. Mark Lane, I first mentioned it. If you tuned into my morning show, I first mentioned it, and then Martyn mentioned it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I had it in my newsletter. If you haven't subscribed to the newsletter yet, this was one of the things we covered when it and since it's been up 25% in less than a week. Let me give you the link for the newsletter. Please do consider signing up for the newsletter. It is if you're investing in the markets and you're not signed up for the newsletter, I mean, it's the best news source in my opinion. So you definitely need to be getting the news. The best way of getting the news, in my opinion, is that newsletter. So sign up. Mike says, I hear the fan. Mike, not this again. We used to make fun of Martyn because we could hear the... Can you actually hear the fan? In my opinion, it's that newsletter, so sign up. Okay, I'll turn it off. I'll turn it off. I'll turn it off. I'll turn it off. I was just testing the waters. The fan is louder than your... Can you hear the bell? Can you hear the bell? I've turned off my fan and now I'm overheating because you guys can hear it. I don't know if you're lying or if you're being serious, but can you hear the bell? I don't think you can hear the bell. Well, I was hoping you could hear the bell because that's why I bought it, but everyone made fun of the bell. Anyway, before we start talking about random things, let's get back to XRP. Let me give the link for Vaz to call in because he'll be calling in as well. This is not going to be a very intense stream at all. We've already covered the news for today. I just want to share this with the community when XRP is pumping and Bitcoin's pumping as well. Let me give that link to Vaz. No bell. You can't hear the bell. Can you hear the fan? Let me put the fan on. Can you hear the fan? The fan is on. Okay, that was the fan. Could you hear the fan? Wow, XLM has had an amazing day, hasn't it? Who's invested in XLM? Let me know in... You have to shout ding ding ding. No, I've got a digital bell. Here's the digital bell. That's better. Who's invested in XLM? Let me know in the chat. Are you invested in XLM? Mike is saying yes. I'm not going to listen to Mike. Who's invested in XLM? Let me know in the chat. No, can't hear fan. Oh, brilliant. That's good news. Just no, can't hear the fan. Nope. Brilliant. Nobel Peaceful Prize. Thank you, Mark. Can't hear the fan either. Brilliant. Well, maybe I'll keep that on. XLM. Who's invested in XLM? Say XLM in the chat. Motto 18. Motto 18, you're Cody, right? We spoke on Spaces yesterday. Have I got that right? Motto 18 is your name, Cody on X. Or was it someone else? I'm getting confused now. What was your name? Were you on X yesterday? Weren't you on the Spaces? Let me know what your name was on X. Chris says yes. Motto 18 is an XLM. Jassy Sermon is an XLM as well. Say yes, XLM. All smoke BBQ. Yes, XLM. XRP. Yep, same with me. XLM. Lots of people invest in XLM, so everyone's excited today. XLM up 11%. I did. If you guys were in the streams earlier in the week and month, we were very much excited about XLM being at these lower prices. I was buying some live on stream as well. A very easy target, in my opinion, again, not financial advice, would be 41 cents. That is another 47% move to the upside. A target again when Bitcoin starts moving to when Bitcoin gets to all-time highs and XRP gets to all-time highs. For me, is about 80 cents for XLM, and then my main bull market target for XLM, where I would consider selling, is probably around the $1 mark, and then the main targets would be much higher as well, possibly at, let me just see where this Fibonacci is, maybe at the $1.50 and the $2.50 mark in a proper bull market scenario. So I am quite bullish on XLM. If XRP does well, XLM, in my opinion, will do well as well. Who else is invested in XLM? XLM, a little. Andy Smith is an XLM. Slush, I can't pronounce that name, sorry, is an XLM. Chris is in XLM. Sean One, XLM, a little. Melto team, you are Cody. Brilliant, I remember right. Brilliant. It was great to talk to you yesterday. Ricardo, XLM, yes. What's the point in XLM? Look, there's two ways of looking at investments. One is you do a deep dive into fundamentals and you really like the tokenomics. The other way is just being part of the sentiment. And once you're in crypto long enough, you understand that tokens just pump because it's pump season. And I'm not joking around, I'm being serious. In crypto bull cycles, you get the FOMO cycles. You've seen what the crypto bull cycles are like. You get to understand what the type of investors are. And I'm sure XLM's technology is great. In fact, I know it's good technology, not as good as XRP's. It's not really it's not really going off the banks, but XLM has a direct link with XRP. If XRP goes up, you've been in the game long enough to know XLM's going to go up. XLM's got a lower market cap, and people will buy XLM because they think it's similar to XRP. XLM's got a lower market cap. It's also got a lower price, which obviously doesn't mean anything. It's just the price. It's at 0.28, but it means something to the retail investors because once they come into the game, they'll see XLM as a cheaper version of XRP. That's what will be going on inside of their brains, and then it will pump. When XRP pumps, we've always seen XLM pump as well, normally outperforming XRP's runs as well. So that's why I hold XLM, in all honesty. There's nothing, I'm not looking at the technology and saying the utility is amazing. Because XRP is my main investment and I want to know as much as I can about it, I know more about the fundamentals of XRP and I'm more confident in my investment. XLM is something I trade just to buy more XRP in the future or just to make some money. XRP is something I'm very happy to hold in the long term. We're going to have Vaz calling in soon, which will be fun. If anyone wants a chart request, we have time now. So there's a $4.99 super chat. If you do a $4.99 super chat, we can look at your favorite altcoins. We can do a deep dive into XLM, for example, or ADA, Sandbox, VeChain, whatever you like, even stocks as well. Let me know. Ringo, the reason is XLM outperforms XRP in most cases. For example, today XRP is up 2%, XLM's up 11%. Teresa McCurry, the carry trade, me and Martyn differ opinions slightly. We both see the risk of the carry trade. Martyn sees a bigger risk in terms of the carry trade. The carry trade is something that can unwind at any point. We have to keep an eye on the Japanese markets. It's something that all investors should know about. But me personally, I wouldn't put too much weight on it. I think if the carry trade unwinds, it wouldn't be a 50% correction, maybe a 20% correction. And the chance of the carry trade happening are quite low as well, in my opinion, under 20% chance. So it's when you ask the question, what's going on with the carry trade? Well, nothing, because that's probably the most likely scenario. Nothing happens, but be aware of it. Be prepared for it. Always be prepared for all scenarios as an investor. Oh, Ibrahim Wolf, I already paid. I forgot. I've never even seen the money, Ibrahim Wolf. I'm sorry. You didn't do it when we were live. This makes things complicated when you don't do it when I'm actually live, when you do it on a video. I'll look at that in a second. We've got Vaz calling in as well, so let me bring him live into the show. Shall I bring him here? Here we go. Oh, it didn't work. Let me do it again. Assign guest one. Vaz, welcome into
hello.
the random show. How are you doing?
Good, good.
Lovely to have you on the show.
I heard you had like the biggest show of the year today. Is that true?
We just got a super
donated
chat.
$10 through a super chat. Can we look at all the auto stock?
I'm going to put some headphones in, Baz, so I don't echo. Just
Yeah.
give me a second. This should connect up. Right.
I'll change the lights.
Oh, what's going on? There we go. Can you speak, Vaz? Let me see if I can hear you.
I can speak.
Oh, brilliant. Yes. So we've got Vaz on the show, our EVTOL expert. If you're interested in crypto, you definitely need to be interested in EVTOLs because it's the next big emerging market. But we'll talk about that in a second. You asked if we had the biggest stream of the year. I think it was up there. I think it was definitely up. It might have been the biggest live show. Oh, here we go. This one's for you, Vaz.
Matthew Gunofsky donated $10 through a super chat. EVTL is looking very tempting.
I'm sure Vaz will give his thoughts on that. I don't actually know how it's reacted today. I know it was down 25% pre-market, but we'll get Vaz's thoughts on that in a second. Actually, why don't we do it now, Vaz? EVTOL. Actually, first, there's a lot of XRP viewers right now. A lot of people that have no idea what EVTOLs are, no idea who you are, unfortunately. They should know who you are, and they should know what EVTOLs are, and they should know what vertical aerospace is. So maybe just introduce yourself and what EVTOLs are and what you do on the show.
Let me quickly send you a video, and I will talk over the video, and we explain what the EVTOL is.
Let's do it.
To be aviation. Because there's a video which is very graphical, full of graphics. Where is that?
So if you guys are confused, we're going to be showing you, we're going to get back to XRP and my thoughts. This is more of a chill show, but I really do want to introduce you to Vaz and this emerging technology because I'm always been about great technologies. One was Tesla back in 2019. If you caught that, you would have had financial freedom. If you had enough money, even $5,000, $3,000, $4,000, you invested in Tesla back in 2018, you would have a considerable chunk by the end of that. If you knew about XRP only last year at 30 cents, which we did, today it's sat at $2.30. I love technologies that change the world, and Vaz knows a lot about a new technology that is undeniably going to change the world. Right now, everyone thinks it's a scam, it doesn't exist, no one even knows about it. Same with crypto, maybe a couple of years ago, and still today. Same with Tesla 5 years ago. It's a technology called EVTOLs, and Vaz is going to tell us all about it. He's just finding a video to send me to accompany his explanation. So that's what we're waiting for, Vaz. What's going on?
I can't find the exact video, but I will send you another one, which I think will do the justice. Right? Did you get it on Discord?
Wait, what have you sent it on? The A-Team?
I sent it to Martyn. Hang on, wrong one. There you go.
Okay, let me get this up then. Let me put that here. Let me open that there. Let me just mute it. I can't even find the mute button. Oh God, what have I done?
Right?
Sorry,
can I start?
Sorry. No, you can't start. I need to find the video. Here it is. Okay, you can start now. Here we go.
Right, as you mentioned, we are trying to find new trends, new emerging markets. This is there on the screen. That's the future of, it's called advanced air mobility or advanced urban mobility, and as the name already gives out, this is the future of city transport. If you think of, I don't want to call it flying taxis because that's a bit it's not doing it any favor. I would probably say network compared to...
It's a flying taxi.
Well, it is, but it's not a taxi in sense that it would pick you up from your doorstep, drop you off to a nightclub, and then on the way back it would take you back, and then you'll be spewing all over the back seats, as I do at least. But it's not in this sense. It's a network of, say, nodes around the city, around densely populated city, where traffic obviously is the biggest burden when you want to move around or when you want to do some activities. So think of it, transport from city center to the airport, from your hotel to the airport, from a business quarter or business area to the other business area, and more like this, rather than picking you up from your doorstep and dropping you off for shopping and or for a night out. But these are much quieter than helicopters. The name VTOL, it stands for vertical takeoff and landing maneuver or aircraft, and the E stands for electric. So I think I don't need to say more anymore because it's green, it's quiet, it's much more quiet than helicopters. It's also safer, much safer than helicopters, because if you look at a helicopter, it's got just one main or maybe two rotors. If that gives out, you are just, there's not much more you can do. There are certain maneuvers you can carry out, but it's not. We know it. Most recently, a couple of months ago, we had a fatal accident in New York where a helicopter crashed into the Hudson, and there were 6 or 7 fatalities. On this one, you have, on this particular aircraft, you have 6 rotors. So if one gives out, you still have 5 more, which you can override, and they can, if not finish the trip, they can perform the emergency landing.
Do you know how many rotors it can actually? Just as a general knowledge question. Do you know how many rotors it can actually survive on?
I think Joby, they have recently tested up to 2. It depends, because not all aircraft have 6 rotors. Some of them have 6, 8, 10, 12. Some of them have even 16. It depends on the design.
Okay.
But
sorry, I just wanted to ask
it's also battery powered. And if you think of the batteries, it's not like your electric vehicle batteries where you have only one cell. You have multiple cells. You have 3 or 4 cells or even more. So if one fails, you still have 3 more, which can override and at least take you down safely. They can land with you. So yeah, and so not only that, it's safer, greener, or you virtually have 0 emission on the aircraft. So it's safer, greener, quieter. It's also time saving because you are not traveling in 2 dimensions. You are now putting the 3rd dimension into your travel. So you can avoid all the traffic jam. And especially cities like Los Angeles, New York, prime example, Miami, prime example, where you can be stuck in traffic for a couple of hours easily. And when you are trying to catch the flight and you are a high level manager, well, time is money, isn't it? And also, I think it's quite cool and sexy. I think that's the main reason, at least to me. What do you think of that?
No, I think it's so interesting because a lot of people watching this will just be like, cool, it's just another thing that we will never see, or it's just technology that's years and years away. It will probably fade out. But this is things that people were saying about electric vehicles and Tesla only, I don't know, 6-7 years ago. But now we can see how valuable Tesla is as a company and how much they progressed. So for the people that are saying, well, this is cool, this is fun, but this is nothing interesting, can you give us some expectations on when we can actually see these in operation, and when will people actually, when you talk to someone, they'll be like, oh yeah, I've seen that, that's happening, or when will it become a household name, some of these companies?
I'm glad you asked, because 2 companies, or actually 3, 4 companies have been carrying out trials in United Arab Emirates. Because United Arab Emirates, whether Abu Dhabi or Dubai, will be the first adopters of this technology. And as early as 2026, whether it's 1st or 2nd quarter of 2026, these will be flying in Mid-East and more than likely carrying passengers on board. So we are literally, I don't want to say literally days away, but we are. It's not something, it's not a technology of 2035 or 2040s. It's technology which is literally just around the corner.
Let me just bring Martyn in. I have no idea how I'm going to do this. We've got Martyn calling in. I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to do this. Let me see if I can copy him. Oh, let me see if I can. There we go. Oh, sorry, Vaz. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to just put this here. Sorry, there's 2 of you. I'm going to have to try and, let me do that guest 2. Let me assign guest 2. There we go. Martyn, welcome.
What's going on here?
I didn't know what to do.
What's going on here? It's like a little grannies meeting. What's going on?
Welcome.
Vaz calling in. What's going on? What's going on this afternoon? I feel like I'm missing out here.
Yeah, you've got FOMO, Martyn. We're just doing the show without you. We're just taking over the channel.
Yeah, just having good time, Martyn. What's wrong with you? We're just having a good time.
I just thought I'd go outside and have a little walk around. And what do I see? I see Vaz back from Ireland. It's lovely to see you, mate. Did you have a nice time?
Yeah, I loved it. Actually, it's North Ireland. It's not Republic of Ireland, but I enjoy it. I love it there.
Lovely stuff. Oh, brilliant. Good stuff. Well, I just had to come on and say hello to you. I'm not going to take up any more of your time. I just
Hello.
thought it'd be quite fun. I'm walking around and I thought I'd just come and say hello. But yeah, we did. We had a big show today. Vaz, it was good. This was the show that we asked you to be on, but you couldn't be bothered. You're traveling around Ireland.
Sorry, yeah.
Someone says you look a bit tanned, Vaz. Are you a bit burnt or a bit tanned?
No, that's still from Paris. That's burnt. That's still the sunburn, not going off.
Excellent stuff. I'll let you get back to it. I'm enjoying listening to all this stuff. Hey, Vaz, you missed a good show this morning. It was the young versus the old this morning. In fact, I'm glad you weren't there. You'd have been with Sensei giving me a hard time, but it was fun. I'll hand you.
Maybe
I'll
tomorrow.
hand you. Maybe tomorrow. Have we got?
Call in tomorrow. What's the
news? What's the news? What's the news with vertical aerospace going down? It's a dilution, wasn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they are going down. They have just a little retraction. Well, okay. Well, since you touched the subject, they are struggling with their finance, which we knew about. They are trying to buy themselves some time because they just need to prove their electric aircraft is working to the expectations, which it has been working as far as we know, and they need a bit of time to develop their hybrid platform as well. So they raised probably enough money to take them through another couple of quarters. So until summertime next year, they have enough time. They have basically a year to show themselves they are attractive to investors. And if somebody comes on board, especially for the hybrid platform, which they claim should be the market leading one with the range, because they claim there should be up to 1,000 miles. So that's a very
exciting,
very tempting project.
What are we gonna hear from you on Saturday? Because on Saturday you've got the Saturday morning show every Saturday morning. What have you got planned for us? What's coming up this Saturday?
Oh, there's been last weeks. I'm not getting enough sleep to be honest. I just can't keep up. No, I can. On Saturday, we'll definitely break down the dilution. I will give you some ins and outs. I believe Sensei did it in the morning show as well.
Yeah. It was in the newsletter and we touched on it.
All right. Yeah. So I will give you the ins and outs. There are some updates on Archer, a lot on Joby, who have been carrying out multiple flights a day, like 8 flights on one aircraft. Okay, that's quite a lot. That's quite intense testing. I will bring you somebody just suggested this to me. We have a single-seater eVTOL developed by Jetson Aero, and that is the first ever eVTOL race. And I just realized, why have I never showed you this? So yeah, you'll definitely see some interesting stuff.
Well, are you going to get in it? Is he going to get in it, the one-seater? We're going to see Vaz racing.
Next one. I'll tell you what. As soon as they get certification for the British aerospace, I'm going to buy one. I'll be using it for my weekly shopping. I'll be flying to the local Tesco's, chuck the shopping bags in the bag.
We look forward to that show on Saturday. I tell you, talking about drones and eVTOLs, we're expecting any day now in this area where we live here to have deliveries coming from Wing. It's a drone service, so you can actually have deliveries come over your house and drop it down into your garden. So me and Leah just want to order something just so we can have something delivered and we can see what it's like. I think everyone's going to order something the first time just to order something.
What company is it? Is it Amazon or
Wing? They're just called Wing.
Wing.
But I guess I don't know. I think they've done a partnership with Walmart. So we'll order we'll order a pack of toilet rolls and they can be delivered, on a drone. So we can just stand outside and raise my hand up in the air and say, "Let there be toilet rolls," and they'll come out of the sky for me.
We're expecting a live show.
Yeah, a live show. Yeah, yeah. Run out of the toilet with your pants around my ankles, going, "Here comes my toilet paper." Fantastic. All right, I'm going to let you guys get back to it. Great show again, guys. Lovely seeing you on the show. Calling in, Vaz. It's wonderful to have you back, and I'm going to let you
Thank you,
get back to it,
Martyn.
guys. I'll see you back in the morning. Bye bye, everybody.
Cheers, Martyn. Right.
Cheers.
Let me get rid. That was a quick makeshift scene. It worked well, so I don't mind. Should we talk about?
Do you wanna have a look at the chart? Because
Yeah, I was
I
going
know
to
you
say,
did
should
the
we do a
chart on
vertical
Monday, but
aerospace? Yeah, we could do a
yeah,
little video if you like. Put it out
yeah,
on the news that you want to cover, or no?
that's a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so let me just. I'm gonna go back to my scene. I'm gonna just talk about XRP,
Yeah.
because that's the audience we have now, and then I'll come back to you in maybe 5 minutes. So if you need anything to prepare or anything like that, I'll come back to you in a second. So what we're doing right now is speaking to Vaz. As obviously you can see, Vaz is our EVTOL expert, and as I've just explained, it's new technology. It might sound like we're sponsored by EVTOLs, but EVTOLs isn't a company; it's a industry that we're very excited about. I'm going to have a quick look at your comments, have another look at the chart, make sure we're not hitting all-time highs and we're missing it. We're just doing a watch party right now on Bitcoin, waiting for Bitcoin to hit all-time highs. That's what we're waiting for right now. Bitcoin is selling off. We'll be covering it as soon as it does start pumping. I do think it can hit all-time highs, maybe towards more of the daily candle close, because that's when it's power hour for for the for the crypto markets. And we're selling off slightly. XRP is still holding up at $2.40. XLM, as I've mentioned a few times now, is up 10%. Very, very exciting for all XLM holders. And I know a lot of XRP holders actually hold XLM. I thought I was the only one, but it looks like a lot of people also like XLM. I'm sure a lot of you guys also like HBAR. So what we're going to talk about now is continue talking about EVTOLs. We're going to talk about a specific company called Vertical Aerospace, which is down 30% on the day. The news behind that, Vaz's full thoughts on that company, because he knows this company very well. Just before we do, let's have a look at a couple of the other EVTOL stocks. Joby Aviation is, most would say, probably the market leader at this point, and it's up to $11.50. And then obviously the other big name is Archer, which is sort of flat on the day. And I think Joby has overtaken market cap 6.6 billion on Archer. Joby, I think it has. Joby's now on 9.15, so it's clearly overtaking Archer, a few of the big names. So do stay with us if you are an XRP Bitcoin holder. You want to know about this technology, and I'll be coming back to speak about Bitcoin and XRP right after we make this video with Vaz live. Let's get into it. And before we do, I'm just going to give you the link for the newsletter, because we cover all of this: the EVTOLs, XRP, Bitcoin, main news stories. So do go ahead and sign up for the newsletter. The only other link I'm going to give you before is the new XRP mugs. Only 10 available. Once they're gone, they're gone. We don't make them again. This is the XRP, not a security mug. I'm also going to be talking about my thoughts on how it went today as well. Dogecoin exploded apparently. Let's have a look at. I don't know what. I don't know what that means, man. Oh, I don't know. Baz, send me a message rather than trying to put. I can't hear you. Send me a message on Discord. I don't know what you're saying. Um, I have no idea. Baz is making. Oh, what's going on? Maybe Vaz is telling me something that I don't know. What's going on, Vaz? Let me know what's happened to my stream. Let me bring Vaz back on. Vaz, what's going on? What's happened?
I just sent you a video. I just sent you a good footage you can use for the video. You're not checking Discord. You say, "Oh, send me on Discord," and
Well,
it's been there for 10
everything's
minutes.
just broken. Oh, okay. Well,
Oh,
something's just broken on my system, so I'm just trying to sort that out as we speak. Why is this going on? Bear with me, folks. Let me just see if I can fix. Please check that display. Why is that broken? Just trying to fix something right now. Why is no? Just trying to sort something out here. No, that's not it. This is fairly frustrating. Let me see if I can sort this out. Let me go here. Okay, this is annoying. Let me just. I've just lost one of my screens. They've just stopped working for some reason. Maybe I've done some. Maybe my. Sorry guys, bear with me. I'm gonna bring you everything. If you just give me 30 seconds, and I'll just try and sort this out. Let me put. Maybe Baz can talk about this video he's just sent me before we do the actual video. Let me put this video on. Is it site? Here you go, Baz.
Yes, it's quite.
Oh. Oh. What's that noise?
What's that? That's not me.
Can you still hear it?
Live pilot in the cockpit.
Baz, you weren't. Sorry, you were muted. You're all good now. If you want to start again, everything's going wrong.
Right, so
I apologize, guys. This will be fixed in a
That's
couple
fine.
minutes. Baz will speak about this for a few minutes while I sort this out.
So what we can see is an exclusive, unique footage of the Vertical Aerospace's actual aircraft, VX4. Their testing aircraft. This is aircraft 2, as they call it. Aircraft 1 was remotely controlled, and aircraft 3 we're going to see in a couple of months. Vertical Aerospace have entered phase 3 of their test flights. That means they are now carrying out the CTOL maneuver, which CTOL stands for conventional takeoff and landing. So basically the aircraft moves as the traditional fixed wing aircraft. There's no vertical maneuver, it's all horizontal. And basically this is an electric aircraft with 8 rotors. Vertical Aerospace are now doing piloted flights. You can see the rotors now spinning. They are doing piloted flights, and they are very confident in the aircraft and in its performance and in its safety. So they basically put live pilot, the most precious resource they have, which is human resource, and the test pilot. They put him in the cockpit, and he just goes. But we are not talking about 1-2 minute flights. We are talking about long 20, 30, maybe even 40-mile trips. So they are so confident in the safety and performance of the aircraft that they can go off. This has been just the 3rd and 4th piloted flight in this configuration, in this maneuver. And they are so confident with their aircraft, they just go on the 40-mile trip. So that's something which is unprecedented on the market. If you look at Archer, they have accumulated like 1 hour of this maneuver of the CTOL flights, and Archer is supposed to be the market leader. Joby, they started with very short trips just to make sure the aircraft does what it does. Vertical, they don't mess around. They just put a pilot in the cockpit and say, off you go. And then when he comes back, basically. Now, this is for me as an investor and as an enthusiast in the sector. This is very interesting, and this is sending me very strong message, because that's the confidence in the aircraft and the pilots as well is very high. It's not like you just take off and land quickly, or just take off a couple of feet off the runway and go down. No, it's just they just go, 1,500 feet, and they do 40-mile trip with basically experimental prototype aircraft. That's very good. That's very good. So this is footage from friend of our network, YCM Aviation, Colin Norwood. He's covered pretty much all flights. Yeah, he's our friend.
Baz, I was sorry to
always
butt in, but I was just going
Go
to
on.
say you're giving a lot of information, but we haven't even started the video yet. Did you want to? Should we create
Oh,
this?
that's not it. Okay.
We haven't even done the intro, and you're giving away all the information. Should we make? I think it's worth making this into a video. Do you not think? Or you thought you were doing the video there and then?
Well, ready when you are.
Sorry, mate. I just thought we were just covering it while I was trying to fix things. My third display is completely gone, so I'm not going to worry about it until the end of the stream. So let's create this into a video, and we can put this out later. If you're watching live, then you get to make this. You get to be part of this video, as well as we will come to some of your questions towards the end. So this is this is a vertical aerospace video, I assume, talking about the news and some of the things you've already been talking about. Brilliant. Okay, let me introduce it, and then. Do you want me to start playing this?
Sorry. Do you want to start with the dilution and the chart, and then we can swing onto the progress?
Should we do that? Yeah, let's do that. I've just lost everything, but let me trading view. There we go. Let's do it. Here we go. Okay.
Look, I'm full of it. I came back after 3 days. I'm full of it.
Yeah, mate, you were just cracking on. You couldn't stop. And I was like, the video hasn't even started yet. Okay, you can tell how enthusiastic Vaz is about avatars, can't you? Okay, and that's a great thing. That's what we love. Okay, so what I'm gonna
Martyn says, I'm not editing it. It's rubbish. Cheers, Martyn.
Let me just, I need this. Why can't I move this? Everything's broken. That's fine. I'm just going to create a new window. New window. Perfect. I'm going to put that. Can I move it up there? No, I can't. I'm just getting ready to make this video, and what I'm going to have to do is probably just go here for 1 second, get the chat up as well, because I don't have the chat on a separate screen anymore. There we go. Echo is back. That's because my headphones aren't in and they're running. Everything's going wrong, to be honest. Let me just put the other one in. Okay, we're getting ready. We're going to do this. Don't worry, we will get this done. Even though there is so much going wrong, we will fight through all the technical issues we're having right now. So many technical issues. I apologize for this. Okay, let me have that there. That's the stream there. That's there. Vaz is over there. Okay. Oh, and someone even decided to pick up.
Innovative man walking 10k steps has become a member.
Thank you, Innovative Man. I mean, I wasn't expecting to get any memberships with all the kerfuffle going on, so thank you very much for doing that. Okay, let's do the video. Breaking news on Martyn Lucas Investor. We are looking at vertical aerospace. We've got a special guest who knows everything about vertical aerospace, so stay with us. But just to start it off, what a terrible day I've got to say for vertical aerospace. Well, at least in terms of the stock. Vertical aerospace has been absolutely hammered. Vertical aerospace is down 30% today. But we know exactly why, and we're going to tell you all about the news. Well, I don't really, but Vaz does. It was in our newsletter this morning. I read through it, but Vaz is the best person. He's where I got my information from. So he will be telling you why it's happened. I just want to quickly go into the chart for about a minute, and we'll get straight into the news as well, because that's the most important thing. So down 30% today, currently trading at $4.85. It has actually broken this upwards sloping trend line, but right now what we are looking at is potentially vertical aerospace finding some support where it found support back in June of 2025, 4th of June, also the 22nd of May, and where it broke out from on the 13th of May. So there is a little bit of hope that we get a bounce from these levels we're at currently. If we don't get the bounce from where we are at currently, then my next target for vertical aerospace is $3.53. So would I be buying vertical aerospace right now, right here? Well, before I answer that, I'm going to say nothing I'm saying in this video, or nothing that we say during this video, is financial advice. This is our thoughts and opinions only. Please do not buy or sell based on anything I'm saying or we're saying, and that would be a terrible idea. We have no idea what your situation is. Remember, Vertical Aerospace is also a fairly small company at a market cap of 410 million. But would I be buying here? Well, I would be. Why? Well, because I like to buy on fear. We're down 30%. Vaz is going to tell you about the news. You can make your own decision. But we are down 30%. We are at potential level of support. I would be keeping some on the side just in case we go lower to my next target of $3.50. Am I going into this thinking this is going to be my best investment ever? Well, I don't know. This might be my best investment ever. Vertical Aerospace might go to a market cap in the billions alongside its rivals. But at the same time, this company can go to zero. So be prepared for all scenarios. I would certainly be buying around these levels and $3.50, but that's in my situation, my personal thoughts. But I'm also prepared for much lower prices in case the company goes bankrupt. Who knows? But let me bring you the person who knows everything about this, and that is Vaz, who is our VTOL expert and knows quite a few things about Vertical Aerospace. Well, Vaz, welcome to the show.
Hello, Sensei. Thank you for having me on the show.
No worries at all. Thanks for being on the show. And well, what do you think about this? 30% down. That are you worried? Are you scared? Are you annoyed? What's your feelings towards it?
Well, it was kind of inevitable. There are some warrants to be exercised. There is some dilution already shelved. If you follow Vertical Aerospace, you just know what the company is, and you need to be in vertical for long term. You can't be trading vertical. You can't be just buy one day and sell the other, because the stock has been the most volatile on the eVTOL market. If you go a bit back to December, you can see even much bigger swing. We went to all-time low, or the time being all-time low, which was I think $3.50, $3.40, and then we went all the way up to $15-16. So that's a bit, that just tells the story a bit.
Yeah.
But the company itself, let's not look at the let's not buy the stock, but let's buy the company for long term.
I like that.
That's my thesis. That's my fundamentals, and I'm fairly bullish and positive on the company. What happened? Well, do you wanna talk? Or I don't want to take over your show.
No. I want to listen to what you have to say. I've said what I have to say about the stock, but yeah, Vaz did point out. Look back in December of 2024, where you hit that peak of $15 right after a few months after hitting your lowest price at $3.50. Once you hit that peak of $16, this stock went down 83%. So I know, Vaz, you said you don't trade the stock. You wouldn't be trading the stock. Personally, I have been. When you first brought it to us, I was buying at $3.50. I said at $6.17, that's a potential area to sell off. Again, is that recommended for most people? No. But is there a strategy involved with trading it and trying to get more shares? Yes. But I agree with you. If you're looking at this stock and you want to get the main reason we're looking at this stock is not to be trading it day to day, is to see what the bigger picture is, and if we can see Vertical Aerospace being one of the top competitors and maybe going back to some valuations we've seen before at $100, or potentially that was after probably IPO'd for $10, but had a stock split. But anyway, getting to much higher valuations in the longer term. So what we need to do to understand the company is actually listen to what you have to say, Vaz. So I've got a video here. Do you want me to play it from the beginning or where we are right now?
No, just play it from there.
Okay, well you're
saying
ahead, Vaz.
You're talking about trading. I just bought some shares yesterday about an hour before the closing bell.
Oh,
and then it just boo. I got the filing email, the notification from Vertical, and I'm just reading through it, and I'm like, okay. I got notification. Vertical Aerospace is down 10%, 10%, 10%.
Oh my God! What? Well,
Okay.
let us know next time you buy, and we will make sure we sell our position.
But as I said, I'm following the fundamentals. I know what the management have been doing because I've been following the company for a while. I know, I don't want to say I know the ins and outs of the company, but I know their target, I know their business strategy, and I'm fairly confident in the management, in the new management. Since Stuart Simpson has taken over as the CEO, they have been doing massive progress. Yeah, for me as a long-term investor, again, it's not financial advice, as you say. I don't want to affect or influence anyone, but I'm just it's good entry point for me again to get into the stock, because I was feeling a bit FOMO yesterday when I saw your analysis and I saw the chart going up and we could see the target of 9 and 11 and higher. I was thinking, well, it might be my last chance to buy in, and there we go. But I'm not selling. I'm just waiting. I'll be buying more. I'll wait probably a couple of days, see if the stock builds up a momentum. If it keeps falling down, you just set the target. But yeah, I'm fairly, again, this is not financial advice. Don't follow me for my trades, because as well as I'm making money, I'm losing money. Don't follow me. I'm not perfect. I haven't done
Same with me. I mean, you just said you listened to my chart analysis, you got a bit bullish, and you sort of FOMO'd in. That was the emotion. So that's an important lesson for most people. We don't get it right all the time, and when you look at the chart, we bounced off $6. It was looking bullish, ready for the next target, but again, we were in the middle of no man's land. We already missed the target of $6 to buy back in. The potential target was $9, but with a stock like this, I mean, with any stock, but particularly with a stock with a $500 million market cap, one piece of bad news comes and there go the charts until all you start seeing is potential levels of support, and that's what we're looking at right now: $4.85 and then $3.50. So it's an important lesson, and we should share it with everyone, because every time you think there's never going to be another chance, there's always another chance. That's one thing I've learned.
Yep, I agree, 100%. Yeah, and you could see the reaction after hours. It was 22% down, and then in the morning before the market opened, it actually dipped even lower, and we were up to 31 or 32% down. That was the lowest point today. So yeah, again, as for me as a long-term investor, great opportunity, because I know the company fundamentals. And what you can see, the video actually we are watching, it's an exclusive unique video from friend of our channel, YDM Aviation, Colin Norwood. He's covered pretty much every single flight or piloted flight of this aircraft. Vertical Aerospace have started, what you can see in there, that is their phase 3 of their testing flights. And phase 1 was unpiloted, phase 2 was piloted, vertical maneuvers, and the aircraft was, phase 1 was tethered, the phase 2 was untethered. So the aircraft moved a bit like a helicopter, vertically up, forward, and vertically down. Now we are into phase 3, where the aircraft moves just horizontally. So this maneuver is called CTOL, conventional takeoff and landing, and this aircraft acts like your traditional aeroplane. So basically, you have an aeroplane with 8 rotors. Vertical Aerospace are very confident in the performance and safety of this aircraft, because the market leaders, we know Archer, they have accumulated about an hour of piloted hours across 5 flights, not massive distance. Joby, they are obviously clocking in multiple hours a day, multiple miles. They are doing up to 8 flights a day on one aircraft, which is, it's a good ramp up. But they also started with very short flights. Vertical, they just put a pilot in their aircraft, put him in the cockpit, and off you go, mate. Come back when you when you feel tired or when you feel lonely. They have been doing 30-40 mile flights, and if you think of it, it's just a prototype experimental aircraft, and they just put live being, their most valuable asset, their human resource, their pilot, their test pilot, their chief test pilot, actually, Simon Sy Davies. And he just goes for a 30-40 mile trip, 1,500 miles in the air, 1,500 feet in the air. That's amazing. That sends me very strong message that they are confident in their aircraft. So that
I've got a random question, Vaz. Random question. Have you seen I think it's James May on a YouTube channel who did a race against Richard Hammond? Was he in an eVTOL or was he not? Was he in an electric plane or something?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I thought if it was an eVTOL, you'd probably know. So it probably wasn't an eVTOL. Don't worry. Carry on. It just reminded me of it.
You need to send me a link.
Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, so this aircraft, not only this particular aircraft, but this technology is the VTOL, stands for vertical takeoff and landing maneuver, which you can see in there. The aircraft takes off vertically, transitions into horizontal flight, and then lands vertically again. The E stands for electric. So the aircraft is green. There are virtually zero emissions on the actual aircraft. The aircraft is much safer because if you look at this is basically an improved helicopter. This is the step up of a helicopter. If you look at the helicopter, it's got 1 or 2 rotors. If that fails, you don't have, yes, there are certain maneuvers you can do, but you don't have much chance of recovery. And we have witnessed this few months ago in New York, where actually a helicopter crashed into the Hudson. There were like 6 or 7 fatalities. So
it happens all
this
the
one,
time, doesn't it? I mean, that's
yeah,
one
yeah,
example, but
yeah,
all over the world, helicopter
yeah,
crashes are very
yeah.
common. So it's not even just that one example; they happen all the time.
Yeah, so this one in particular has got 8 rotors. If 1 or 2 of them fail, the aircraft still have enough thrust that it can either finish the flight or it can perform emergency landing. It's also much cheaper than a helicopter. If you think of probably a flight hour of a helicopter, just a shot from the hip, I would say $850 per hour. This one we are in tens of dollars. So we are probably 10 times cheaper. So we are greener, safer, cheaper, quieter as well. If you look at helicopter noise levels, they are between 80 and 110 decibels. This one is between 50 and 70 decibels, depending on manufacturer and aircraft. But this is the difference what you get between your electric vehicle and your combustion engine vehicle. So the same noise level, same noise difference.
But it's much more important for a vehicle like this to have those stats of being completely different to it. I mean, it's all great saying, well, we're comparing this to an ICE vehicle versus an electric vehicle. We can see the differences there, but when you're comparing an electric helicopter, electric taxi, an FTOL compared to a helicopter, it's actually so much more important. Those changes are much bigger than what we're just saying. Well, it's a bit more quieter, it's safer. Those are the fundamental things that make this a completely different technology. The reason these are going to be so successful is because the level of comfort in terms of hearing, you wouldn't be able to have helicopters aren't the best taxis because the comfort is awful. The noise. The second thing, the safety. Well, these are 10 times safer. How much cheaper are these? These are fundamentally cheaper. All of these things that we're saying, we're not just listing off some features. It's not the same as a nice vehicle versus an electric vehicle. This makes this product a game changer. It makes it a whole industry. These little differences that you might just think are, not you Percy, but the viewers might just think are little things that we're listing off. This makes this a massive industry, those little things that we're listing off here. And I just wanted to make that clear for the viewers.
Well, the last thing I'm going to say is the biggest advantage is we are not commuting on 2-dimensional plane. We are putting in the 3rd dimension. So if you think of city like Los Angeles, New York, where you have traffic and you can be stuck in there for a couple of hours, this one just takes off and flies over the traffic. And thinking of an hour commute condensed down to 10 minutes is just massive advantage, especially for managers or people who sort of live in the fast lane and who are making a lot of money. Time is money for these people, and rather than being stuck in the traffic, they can be the extra hour in their office, or they can have another meeting, or they can have another lunch, or
There's no
whatever.
doubt that there is apps in my mind, and surely in your mind, there's no doubt that there won't be a customer base for this. There's no doubt that the demand won't be skyrocketed for this. There is, in my mind, and I'll let you give your thoughts as well in a second, but I would think as they come out, they're going to be fully booked. I mean, you wouldn't be able to get. I mean, the demand I see as sky high. It will take a very long time for there to be too much supply of these vehicles and companies that are producing these vehicles. What are your thoughts on that specifically?
Yeah, we will. Well, we can witness and prove this actually as early as next year. The first adopter, first market that will adopt this aircraft will be, as you can see, is now taking off vertically. That will be the Mid East, in particular United Arab Emirates. Multiple companies have already carried out test flights in whether Dubai or Abu Dhabi. We know Archer, they commenced their journey, their venture last week with a short hover. Joby have been clocking in many flights a day, many miles, many flight miles. But we are looking at probably first passenger flights as early as first or second quarter of 2026. So we are literally months away from seeing these carrying passengers on board.
And will that be in is that, I know it's not a test flight, but is that real customers? Is that like I'll draw a parallel to what's happening with robo taxis right now. Yes, real customers are getting in, but it's just a test stage, and people are paying $4. We don't actually know if the demand's there. Are they here to stay? When they're doing these tests later on this year, is that the product finally out and it's just the natural way, or is it like what's going on with robo taxis right now in Texas, where it's a small area, a set fee that they don't really care about? It's just all about testing.
Right. What's going on now is purely test flights. They need
and later this year.
They need to. That will be probably till the end of the year. They need to try if they can adapt to the environment, because you have high temperatures, you have very low temperatures in the night as well. So massive temperature swings. You have humidity. You have a lot of sand, dust, wind. It's just you need to make sure your aircraft can withstand these conditions. So probably till the end of the year, we will see just test flights, and then everything goes okay. And the certification, the GCAA, the regulatory body of the United Arab Emirates Aerospace, clears this. I think as early as first quarter or second quarter 2026, we can actually see first commercial flights.
When was that? Early 2026, did you say?
Yeah.
For vertical aerospace.
Not for vertical, sorry. That'll be Joby, Archer, Volocopter, Beta Technologies.
Yeah, and if you can give us just a little bit more insight once again about the drop in the stock price, and also maybe some timelines on vertical and how they're maybe different to the two big players, Joby and Archer.
That's a great question. Very tailored. I'm glad you asked, because vertical, they know their position. They are not trying to chase the market leaders. They are not trying to take on Archer and Joby to raise billions and try to compete with them. They know their position. They know they are just relatively small company compared to them. Their business model is much more efficient. They basically achieved the same what Archer have done for about fifth of the operational cost. So Archer, who boasts with a balance sheet of almost $2 billion, Vertical Aerospace actually carried out first piloted CTOL flight before the market leader, for much less money. So that's why I'm confident in the company. They know their position. They obviously struggle with money, with the financing, but the dilution happening now, that bought them another probably couple of quarters. So they should be set until summer 2026. So they have about a year's time to keep proving their aircraft, which you can see on the screen, is working, is performing, is delivering. And also Vertical Aerospace have been working on a hybrid power unit. And the power unit fits into this very aircraft. You just change the configuration, and that will increase the range of this aircraft tenfold. So we are looking at market leading range of 1,000 miles. So if Vertical can focus on this with the raised funds, and they can prove the aircraft is working to their expectations and to their design, that no doubt that can attract a lot of interesting institutional investors. So that's basically what Vertical have done. They are not trying to bump salaries or bonuses of the directors. They are not trying to spread themselves too wide. They are basically securing operational money, and they are trying to focus on this hybrid platform as we are.
Has this drop in stock price today made you feel any less bullish about Vertical or increased any fears for you?
I wouldn't be surprised if we see some from analysts. We will see some price target corrections. The current ones were about between $13 and $15 for this for next 12 months. I wouldn't be surprised if it drops to $10, $11. But if you look at the current price, it's still 2x. And we are not, as I said, for Vertical Aerospace, you need to be long term. That's a very long journey, which can have very good rewards, very good yields. So yes, I was a bit gutted because, as I said, I bought literally an hour before the market close yesterday. But yeah, I can see this as a good investment opportunity. It's not changing anything in the aircraft performance. It's not changing anything in the business model. It's not changing anything in the flight path 2030, which is their business strategy. Yeah, they have just secured more money, unfortunately at the cost of the investors, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, they have to. I mean, it would be worse for the investors if they don't have money and it drives it to zero, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So,
Actually, me as an investor, I was thinking about it this morning when I was having my breakfast in the hotel. I'm actually happy for the company, and it's better position for me now because they have more time to prove their concept. They have more time to roll out the hybrid aircraft, and they can attract more investors. So yeah, I'm not saying I'm happy. I'm not waggling my tail, but long term, it could be a good thing for the company and
well,
me
we've
as
got a
a
new
long
quote
term
from you:
investor.
"Waggling the tail." That's a new one, Vaz.
Wagging the
I'll put
tail.
that on a mug. But there we go. I think we've covered it. I think we've covered this fairly in depth for this video. So do make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you enjoyed it. Vaz does have a weekly Saturday show where he will probably go into more detail. He will have it in the newsletter for you guys, and he'll talk about the other eVTOL companies. A lot going on this week, so I'm sure he'll have a lot to cover. So do join Vaz on Saturday. I'll try and put a link at the end of this video as well. There'll also be Vaz's X below in the description as well, because he does give you updates very frequently on X. Even when he was working in Ireland, he came out with a very good thread on Vertical.
I don't want to say anything, but I was there first again.
Yeah,
bread and
first
butter
again,
now.
telling us all about it on his X. So I love that. I think we'll end the video here, but you do want to tune into Vaz because he will tell you a lot more. Any final thoughts, Vaz, before I end the video?
Yeah, vertical aerospace is there for a long ride. I don't recommend trading it because it's the most volatile stock on the eVTOL market. But if you are confident in the company, perhaps just give it a bit of time. If you're not confident, or if you're not comfortable buying in now, give it a bit of time. Wait for the stock to build up some momentum. Wait for some positive news. If the company will prove they are on the track, yeah, definitely follow us for more
Saab
updates because
Shergill
we are.
donated $5 through a super chat. Hi Vazan Sensei, what do you think of Surf Air Mobility and Palantir purchase of 20% stake of the company?
I'll let Vaz answer that one. Did you know about this, Vaz?
No, to be fair, I didn't. But that's just giving me the autonomous module sentiment. I will have a look into that, and I will give you an update on Saturday. Definitely, there'll be one of the main topics on Saturday. I will do a bit more diligence and research. So tune in on Saturday for my live eVTOL show. I'll definitely be focusing on this. Thanks for pointing this out, Sab. I forgot my trail.
No, wait for the company,
wait for the updates, and definitely tune into us and follow us, because we are pretty much the only channel regularly covering vertical aerospace. Nobody else is interested in this company. So, and we actually had Vertical live on the show. We might see them soon again, but I don't want to spoil anything. So
yeah, well,
don't
let's
tell
not say
anyone.
too much. We love it. Thank you, Baz, so much. There'll be 2 videos up here for you guys to watch. Make sure you subscribe and hit the like button, because you will get more of this content. A very exciting sector, and no one better than Baz to cover it. So until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Perfect. Brilliant. Well, what I think we've got a poll running in the chat right now about Martyn doing a walk and talk, and most
I
people
think
said
I
yes.
think I went.
So
Sorry, Sensei. I
yeah,
think I went on for a bit longer than I was
no,
supposed
it's
to.
good. I loved it.
No,
No, it's a good video.
yeah,
I'm
okay.
sure. No,
I
I
mean,
think it was really good.
look. If Martyn called us like half an hour ago, and he must have had at least 1 lap, so that's half an hour me talking. Now we're gonna carry on for another half an hour. The show. That's another 6 laps, and then he's gonna do his walk and talk. That's at least 4-5 laps again.
No, I
Good
think
day,
we'll go
Martyn.
straight to Martyn. Let me see if he's ready for his walk and talk. He's going in half an hour. Maybe he'll go earlier. Let me see, because I'm having problems in the studio. I can't really go for another half an hour. Let me send him a message at Martyn. When can? Actually, he's probably watching the show. Martyn, is that the time you're going on your walk and talk? Because I'm having a few issues in the studio. I don't have all my normal scenes. Let me see if I can go to some of the chat anyway. Here we go. I'll have to do it this way. I've already wrote on this, so let me just refresh that. Let's see. I think we had some questions for you as well, Baz. I saw a couple questions. Obviously, Saab has
Fire
posted
them
that.
away. I'm full of it. I'm full of it now.
What
3
do you mean?
days.
No more.
3 days I couldn't. Sensei, 3 days I couldn't talk about eVTOLs with anyone. Go on. I'm full of it.
This is good. So obviously Subs asked that question. You'll research that for him. I saw one more. Airport waiting lines and check-in processes, or a separate taxi line. I think I know the question, but I think you want to. I'm sure you want to answer that question.
Sorry, I missed this one. What was it?
I think they're asking if you get on this this taxi to the airport. This obviously the EVTOL to the airport.
Yes.
You would be in a separate waiting line, queues, security, stuff like that.
Yes, that will be your express checking. The idea.
Before you get on the first plane, I guess there'll be a little pod.
I don't want. Yeah.
Well, am I giving too much away?
No, I don't want. I don't know if I want to say it now or whether I want to do like a special about that. But let's put it this way: you can check in outside of the airport, so you just land literally on the airport space. I don't want to say on the runway, but on the actual operational space, and then you just move into your aircraft. Let's put it this way.
Yeah, someone, Richard Tucker's asked as well, where will these things take off and land?
Where?
Yeah.
Right. This will be. If you think of a heliport where your helicopter lands, this is basically it. It's called a vertiport, or it's a hybrid, or vertipad, or it's a hybrid platform. You just need to have a little charging station in there, same as for electric vehicles. So whether it's a hub, like a little station where you can wait for multiple aircraft landing, or whether it's just a pad where your aircraft is going to pick you up, various options.
Yeah, that's thanks for answering that. Any unmanned flights happening or in use? I think that
Yes,
was about
EHang.
vertical. Or EHang, okay. Cool.
Or vertical.
No,
No,
I
they
don't
are
know what
now.
that was about. I think we were doing a vertical video,
Right.
so maybe he was talking about vertical, but if there's any other companies doing it. Oh, what am I doing here?
Yeah, vertical. I don't think vertical are going to do any more unmanned flights. They are just so confident and comfortable with the safety of the aircraft and the performance that they will just stick with the piloted flights. If you're asking about the whole market, the market leader is EHang in autonomous flights. Again, EHang should be operational in Dubai and Abu Dhabi 2026. as well. So they'll be carrying passengers. They have already been carrying passengers in China. So yeah, it's one of them.
Yep. If anyone else does have any questions, please post them. We're going to go live to Martyn in about 10 minutes' time. Before we do, I'm just going to have a quick look at Bitcoin's price once again, because we are on all-time high watch. Right now, 111,000. It has sold off just as we went live, so I apologise about that, but I can't control the price action. We are trying to push back up right now. XRP is holding $2.40. It went all the way down to $2.38, and now it's rising again. Ethereum up 5%. Martyn did say have a look at Dogecoin. Yep, Dogecoin's up 6% as well, and at the time of, I think that time, it was up a little bit more. Dogecoin's up 6.6%, but it's nothing compared to XLM, which is up 10%, and I think HBAR is also up 6%. So the altcoins are definitely moving. Bitcoin's trying to grab some of that liquidity. We're keeping an eye on it to see if it goes back to all-time highs. Let me see if there's any other questions we missed. What have I done? I'm gonna have to do it again. Go. It's just I've lost the screen, so everything's broken in the studio. But we're making do. It's fine. Let's see. Did we miss any other questions? FTOL could revolutionize urban logistics and delivery, bringing goods to you quicker than ever, from medical supplies to your takeout. The possibilities are vast. Do you think? Well, I agree with medical supplies and maybe remote areas, for example. What do you think about takeouts? Do you think we'll get deliveries like your fish and chips and an FTOL? Is that really
Takeaway.
the use for it?
Yeah, there has been actually few projects, I think, in the United States going through trials. One of them is Zipline. It's basically a larger drone which hovers above your garden, and it drops on a little
So is that
string.
would you
Basically.
class that as an FTOL?
No, that's this is the
That's a
thing with
drone, right?
yeah. There's like no clear mark between eVTOL and a drone.
Well, one carries people and one doesn't, right?
That's the consensus. But also you have cargo eVTOLs, and you will have emergency eVTOLs, emergency services
And that's
eVTOLs,
more like a
and yeah,
drone.
it's just yeah.
Yeah, it's
Basically
whoever named
large
it.
drones carrying around 4-6 people.
Yeah,
That's it.
fair
That's
enough.
what it is.
So yeah, I mean, this whole market's big. I mean, I'm very interested in your idea of when you said you're going to do a trading 212 pi, because this is not
Yeah.
just avtols is one section of this new technology, because drones themselves, they're becoming a thing, and whether it's your takeout drone or what Martyn was talking about yesterday about deliveries, I mean, they're already in action. They're a bit ahead, Amazon and stuff like that. They've been delivering parcels for years now with drones, or at least been testing it in certain areas. So this whole industry, would you say it's basically an industry altogether, and then FTOLs as a part of it, drones as a part of it, or would you just class them as different section, different industries? They're not all interlinked.
No, I would say these two sectors overlap and maybe merge a lot. And there is when was it 3-4 weeks ago, Donald Trump signed a bill that actually
Was it
supports
Big
the
and
rollout.
Beautiful, or
No,
was it the other
not
one?
this one. The previous one, which
Yeah,
supports the rollout and adaptation of drones, autonomous drones, and eVTOLs, passenger eVTOLs in particular. And also the new big beautiful bill, contains funding up to $12.5 billion for the new air traffic control. And the new air traffic control system and network will be much much more plug-in friendly. So they'll be ready for the new technology. You'll be developing the new network and the new air traffic control, thinking of this technology already, having this in mind. It's not going to be something we will develop and then, oh,
right.
what are we gonna do? How are we gonna fly these aircraft? No, they are already thinking about this, and they are going forward. They are meeting halfway with the market. So
It's
probably
quite
next
big
year
because you need the
it'll be
infrastructure in place, don't you? And
yeah
that's key. That's
probably
something that that's something that the manufacturers can't really do themselves. They can campaign on it. They can try and have their own.
yeah.
But if that system's not in place, then could really slow things
Yeah.
down with these companies. So that's probably one of the biggest catalysts you've seen this year, I imagine, or the biggest things that's happened for the whole industry.
Yeah, definitely. As early as next year, the network will be the network will not be finished, but it will be there, ready for some implementation and probably partial rollouts. So yeah, again, next year.
Well, we look forward to it, and that's why we're so excited to have you on the show, because this is developing fast. And as you said, next year we're going to see some of these companies operational, and by 2030, I think there'll be everyone. I think it might become a household name. But this is another question I have: when do you think it's too late? Because with Tesla, it was too late in 2021 or whatever. You had years of trying to you can get involved in it, or electric vehicles were there. Drones are now. When is it too late? When is it going to become a household name? When is everyone going to say, well, it's not crazy anymore? Because we're starting to get there with crypto. A lot of people are investing in it. A lot of people still think it's a scam or it's not coming around. Same with EVTOLs. Most people don't even know this is happening. Most people don't even think this is a possibility. Most people don't even know what problem this is solving. When is it too late to be part of this, do you think?
Well, I just want to say the questions are not scripted, but you are hitting the right spot with every single question.
I should be part of your
um,
spaces. You do some great spaces with some of your friends on X. I should be the
yeah,
one there.
maybe.
I should make them, right?
Yeah, glad you asked. In my opinion, the very breakthrough year will be 2028. Most of the companies, not the market leaders as Joby and Archer, but the second the second wave of the companies,
Yeah,
they are targeting their certification and their probably partial rollout for 2028. And what we have there is the Los Angeles 2028 Olympic Games. And we know that Archer is the official, not the official, but one of the official aircrafts, is the official partner of the Olympics. It's the official partner of Team USA as well for the Olympics and the Paralympics. So it'll be massive PR for them. And
yeah,
after the Olympics, everyone will know what an eVTOL is. And also, there's a great chance we will see Joby being operational as the part of the main event under the Delta Airlines livery as well, because Delta is the main transport partner for the main event. So we can
interesting.
potentially see two companies being part of the whole show.
Yeah. Another question I'd like to ask, well, while we're asking questions, is do you? We've seen you just said was it Boeing? The Toyota? Did you say Toyota is about the Olympics? Anyway, my question
Yeah.
is: do you think some of these big companies, whether it's Toyota, I know we've seen some investments from Toyota, or Boeing, or
Mhm.
one of these big companies that have big monopolies in these areas, do you think they will come in and put offers in and be like, well, I just want to buy these companies, or do you think they'll just buy stakes? Or I assume they're stepping in their territory, these big legacy companies, and I assume they want a slice of the pie. Will they develop their own things? Will they start investing in these companies, or would they just put in a bid to take these over? What are your thoughts on that?
I would say most of the, I don't want to say market leaders, but the top of the market, that's already backed up by massive parent companies. Whether it's through the investment, as you say, like Joby and Toyota, or Archer and Stellantis, who is the car manufacturer as well, or whether it's Boeing, who acquired Whisk fully, or whether it's Eve Air Mobility under the Embraer head. Yeah, most of the market is already covered by these conglomerates. So,
Yeah,
is it answering your question?
yeah. No, I mean,
also,
it's interesting to
also
see,
there are
isn't it?
automotive companies like Hyundai or uh, Honda. I think Honda, who are trying to develop their own aircraft from the scratch. So yeah,
That's
it's either
interesting.
acquisition or investment, or they are just trying to do it on their own.
Yeah, I wonder how this will all play out. We've got two market leaders right now, Archer and Joby, but will they remain market leaders? Well, we don't know, do we? For sure. I mean, the things can change. This is so new that there could just be. a few ones quietly building in the back. I know Vertical is, but I'm sure there's others that might come out and become the market leaders. We're so early, and that's why I'm interested about your trading 212 Pi, because you sort of want to be. You don't. What's the point of picking the winner when we know the industry is going to win? So having exposure to the whole industry, whether that is through the parent companies, which will probably not give us as good returns, or whether it's through Joby and Archer, but we don't know if they're going to be the market leaders, or whether it's the smaller caps. There's no ETF for this at the moment, so the best way of doing it is
Mm.
probably having a general basket. So it will be interesting to see how it plays out. But it might, because it's such a new sector, I'm just thinking, well, what's the point of trying to pick one? We know this sector is going to blow off and it's going to
Yeah.
do well. So you need to know more than one company, and I'd be more interested to know what other players are out there.
Yeah, I've got good analogy for that. Look at Tesla. They had been leading the EV market for how long? 10, 11 years, maybe longer, maybe less. But now they are slowly they have been basically developing and pioneering the infrastructure, the whole technology, and now you have other companies who are taking more and more and bigger slice of the market. So yeah, definitely, being the first in there does not necessarily mean you will be the best or you'll be the biggest
Yeah.
for long term.
Brilliant. Well, this was very, very enjoyable. Maz, thank you for coming on, and I'm glad you're back from your trip in Ireland. We've been missing you with with everything going on. We've got Martyn, who's ready to go live on his walk and talk. We have quite a few questions that actually came through. I'll just read them, so maybe you might be able to cover it on Saturday. One was, my question is, we already have VTOL military planes, but they run on traditional fuel. Why haven't they been used for public transport recently? Any quick thoughts on that? If VTOL with
Operational
petrol
cost,
engines aren't being used, why would battery powered ones be a thing?
maintenance, noise,
Perfect.
emissions.
There you go, break-ins. Bitcoin, building bullish engulfing candle, 15 minutes. Thank you, Motto. Is this a stock? Can I buy it? Well, we've been discussing a few stocks. Joby, Archer, market leaders. We've been talking about Vertical Aerospace down 30% of the day. You can buy them as well. Nothing we say is financial advice. This is just a sector we're excited about. Join Vaz's Saturday show for some more information. I love seeing you two go back and forth like this. Very helpful and informative. Well, we will do it again, David Hensley. I'm very much enjoying it. Vaz, are
Thank
you
you.
enjoying it? Or am I
Yeah.
annoying? Am I annoying you?
No, I loved it. Thanks for having me on the show. I wasn't
Brilliant.
expecting this. You actually ambushed me, but yeah, I love
Yeah,
it. Thank you.
well, that's what we do on the show. Brilliant. Well, final look at Bitcoin is at 111,000. We didn't get that breakout. Maybe you'll see me live again later on. That's why you should always subscribe. And we managed to fill the time with something much better than just watching the price of Bitcoin go down. XRP is trying to come back up. So everything's still looking bullish. My final thoughts are XRP is middle of no man's land. $2.50 would possibly the next target to the upside. $2.62 would be after that. On the way down, $2.30 would be the support. So always be prepared for that. Bitcoin, I assume we'll probably see all-time highs maybe at Power Hour, which is in 3 hours' time. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Sorry about the technical issues I had today. Great, Vaz, love it. Yes, make sure you tune into Vaz on Saturday, because that is going to be a great show. It's live on this channel, so just subscribe and always look out for him Saturday morning. Do look out for his show. I think it's 1:30 or 12:30 UK time. 1:30. What, 12:30? 12:30.
130,
1:30.
130,
1:30 UK time. You
130.
can convert that to any time. It's fairly early in the US, so probably 6 hours before that. Do catch him on X. Any final thoughts, Vaz,
Before,
before we end the show?
yes, before you go, speaking of Saturday shows, we might have a special from another air show. I'm trying to get
Ooh.
to the biggest UK air show, the Riot 2025. But it's still, yeah, I need to do some arrangements, but I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to tease anyone, but I might be there a couple
I
of
don't want to tease
weeks.
anyone. I might be there. I might be there. You never know. I'll be carrying the bags and filming Vaz. You know how it is. Um, well, we look forward to that, Vaz. Thank you all for tuning in. Stay exactly where you are, because what we're going to do now is Martyn is going to do a walk and talk. This is one of my favorite shows from Martyn, where he just gives us all his opinions while he goes on a walk. So He'll answer all your questions. He'll give you his thoughts and opinions, debriefing from what we saw earlier with XRP and Brad Garlinghouse. So the link is there pinned in the comment section. This stream will automatically take you there. But until next time, thank you for tuning in. Take care of yourselves and
Each other.
bye bye.